Hey, how you all doing today, man? And I'm bringing another video for you guys out there at and we gonna go to the Caribbean, my home place. Yes, I. And today we're gonna look at top 10 Caribbean islands to retire comfortably under $1,500 monthly in 2022. I'm thinking that's US dollars that they're gonna be talking about. So I ain't gonna keep you all too long. Let's go ahead and YouTube and simmer, see what they're talking about in this one.
Have you ever thought about moving to one of those beautiful tropical paradise islands in the Caribbean? Most of us harbor a dream of escaping to a life in the Caribbean, but how realistic is it? Depending on which island you choose and why, that dream can be very realistic and plausible. While a 2-week vacation and lavish travels in the region might leave a hole in your bank account, there is no shortage of long-term living solutions that will barely ding your wallet. So if you want to live out the rest of your days on a beautiful, balmy island paradise, here in this video, we will outline for you the cheapest and possibly best places you can move to in the Caribbean.
I wonder if Grenada gonna be on this list.
First, let's just examine the general cost of living in the region.
Alright.
It's important to consider the factors which contribute to our answer to this question. The cost of living varies greatly throughout the Caribbean, and so too does the standard of living. To understand the cost of living in the region, you'll want to think about the daily activities that make up your life. For most people, food, utilities, rent, taxes, transportation, and entertainment are the main expenses that make up their monthly budget. And these costs change depending not only on the country you are looking to relocate to, but also the standard of life you are thinking of having.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you straight up here. And I'm speaking from Grenada's standpoint, alright? Entertainment, you got the beach. You have the rainforest you could go chill in and stuff like that. Alright. Now unless you're the party animal type and stuff, that might cost you some things, but there's a lot of outdoor things, okay, where you could just go and people are playing music outside, and if you want to buy food and stuff, there's food and thing like that. But then, on holidays and thing, you know what I mean? If you just like chilling and walking the beach and stuff, people would say, come eat with us, you know what I mean? Just people on the beach, you know what I'm saying, and things. So, if you go down there and you sort of immerse yourself into the lifestyle and the culture and thing like that, you won't have to spend a whole lot of money, okay? As far as cost of living is concerned, it depends on where you live, I guess, like anywhere else. But, if you do it right, you won't be spending too much money. You know what I mean? And people are friendly, but I ain't gonna give away too much. Let's just watch more of this video here, see what the vibe is and thing.
For instance, if you want the most lavish of living, with a beachfront house and sailboat to boot, you can expect to pay a pretty penny for such lifestyle.
Understandable.
After all, many rich celebrities and people with money are already living this lifestyle here in the Caribbean paradise. However, living right on the beach is unrealistic for most people. But if you are happy just being a 5-minute walk away from a beach, then you definitely can do it.
Oh yeah.
The same applies to transportation. If you are happy with an average car or even public transportation, then it can be much cheaper than if you want to drive. So just bear that in mind. Now this is not to say to live in
That's Grenada.
you have to be frugal.
That's Grenada.
It serves as a baseline for our list. The same applies to the standard of living you want to have. If you want to be on a tiny island with not much activity, then you can find very cheap places to go to. But if you prefer an island with lots of activities and festivals with more people, then you unfortunately will have to pay a premium.
That's them tourist
just like
traps.
any other places in the world. As a result, our list will focus on countries with a healthy medium, where you can live comfortably without breaking the bank. So, with that
Let's go!
Let's get to it and find out the top 10 Caribbean countries you can live comfortably. Number 10, Barbados.
Nice place.
At first sight, the white sands and stunning coral reefs of Barbados may be perceived as the stereotypical Caribbean island charm, but there is much more to this island. The island has rapidly evolved from a poor sugar-based economy, an independent nation with one of the highest literacy rates in the Caribbean. Though Barbados may be more on the pricey side of our list today, the country makes up for it with its constant hive of activity and attractions. While other countries may be smaller or less safe, Barbados remains a class act with all the amenities you would ever need. Practically speaking, rent for a 2-bedroom house on the island can be around $700 per month. But if you want something more modest, you can find places for as low as $450
See,
per month.
man, telling you.
Groceries is also similarly priced as around $300 to $450 per month. Couple this with other miscellaneous expenses such as transportation, entertainment, and food, you can live within reason from anywhere between $1,500 and $1,900 per month. Number 9.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, if you go live on the island, don't deal with them grocery stores and thing. Go to the farmer's market. You'll get cheap stuff, lots of stuff, and it's going to be organic. Because a lot of the farmers are like small farmers, you know what I mean? So they don't have money to buy fancy schmancy pesticides and all of that. You know, they take care of their stuff. It's all by hand. You know, don't go to run to the grocery store and thing. You know, get to know the small farmers around the place and thing, and get your eggs and your vegetable and all of that from them. It's way cheaper. And if you plan to live there yourself, get yourself a nice little backyard and plant your stuff. And even if you're renting and you have a backyard that you could plant stuff, make a deal with the landlord. Tell the landlord, hey, I'll share half of this if you let me plant some, you know, vegetables and stuff back there. Have a chicken or two to get your eggs and thing, you know. You just have to think about that vibe, you know. St. Lucia, they're going on to St. Lucia. That's one of the 4 islands in what we call the Windward Islands chain, which is Grenada, Dominica, St. Vincent, St. Lucia. St. Lucia is nice, I tell you. Castries is the capital.
St. Lucia. St. Lucia is on the chain of eastern Caribbean islands and has a pair of dramatically tapered and famous mountains called the Pitons. Its coast is home.
One thing about Barbados, though, it's flat. I've been there. That's a flat place. And if you go there, make sure you try that fried flying fish, boy. All seasoned up and peppered and thing. That thing is good, I tell you.
To volcanic beaches, reef diving sites, luxury resorts, and fishing villages. Trails in the interior rainforest lead to waterfalls like the 50-meter-high tour rail, which pours over a cliff into a garden. The capital, Castries, is also a popular
nice place, boy.
Meaning it is very developed and often has a hive of activity, all the things you could ever want. The cost of living in St. Lucia compared to the US is relatively low, and because St. Lucia offers high quality of life, the island has seen an increase in foreign expats relocating to this tropical
You're coming in droves.
mostly coming from the US and Canada. You can, for example, rent a 1-bedroom apartment in Castries city center for $480 per month, and a full 2-bedroom apartment for about $800 per month. Groceries can be around $200 per person.
That's the market I'm telling you about.
The expected is even more affordable. To give you an estimate of restaurant prices, a meal in an inexpensive restaurant amounts to $5 US, while a 3-course meal for 2 people in a mid-range restaurant amounts to $29 US. All things considered, you can live within $1,500 per month easily.
Easy.
Number 8. Jamaica. No introduction here is needed. Jamaica is on the bigger side of destinations, but that just makes it bigger when it comes to activities and events. Jamaicans are warm and welcoming, and the country offers endless diversions from beaches and water sports to golfing and musical festivals. The home of Bob Marley, reggae music, and the fastest sprinters in the world, is also chock full with all you need to spend the rest of your life, and all at reasonable prices. Rent on the island can be around $500 per month if you are in and around the capital city of Kingston, but can get as low as $300 if you choose somewhere more remote.
Oh yeah.
Groceries is also similarly priced as around $300 to $450 per month. Couple this with other miscellaneous expenses such as transportation, entertainment, and food. You can live within reason from anywhere between 1,500 to 1,800 US dollars per month.
And that's more expensive too in the islands down so.
If you find the information in this video useful, then I would love
Remember, Jamaica is like
this video alive.
is a major tourist destination, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive in Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? Thing. Let's keep going
Just
here.
click the like button below. Thank you very much. Number 7. St. Kitts and Nevis.
Another nice place.
St. Kitts and Nevis is a dual island nation known for cloud-shrouded mountains and beaches. The larger of the two islands, St. Kitts, is dominated by the Mount Liamiga volcano, home to a crater lake, green vervet monkeys, and rainforest crisscrossed with hiking trails. The smaller island of Nevis sports more of the untouched natural beauty, filled with lush rainforests, eco-attractions, and of course, pristine beaches.
Woo!
When it comes to living costs, St. Kitts and Nevis can be a great deal. Rent and groceries is where you might spend the most money, but after that, the cost of entertainment, transportation, and everything else is very affordable.
Because it's small.
You can expect to not break 1,500 US dollars on your bank account in a month.
That's because it's a tourist destination
Number
also.
6. Belize. Belize is a Central American Caribbean country with beautiful coastlines and stunning turquoise.
No, let me tell you this straight up here, okay? When we think of the Caribbean, in the Caribbean, we really think of Belize as being in the Caribbean. I don't know why it is, but we don't. That's one of the least places we think of. However, Belize is pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Seascapes. This Caribbean country is also populous enough that there is also a vibrant hive of activity and cultural events, especially if you live near a city like Belmopan or Belize City. Many cruise ships also stop in Belize City, which makes it very active and filled with recognizable international brands. If you want, you can also live on the country's largest island of Ambergris, or the small nearby islands which are more reclusive, but also not overly developed, giving you the option of a more laid-back vibe. San Pedro is the major population hub on the Ambergris Key, and has occasional activities to whet your appetite. Moving to Belize is also easier, as it is the only country in Central America with English as the primary language, and the US currency is accepted. Belize has numerous connecting flights to the wider Caribbean, and the US making it easy to see other areas as well. For between 1,200 and 1,500 US dollars per month, one can easily enjoy a comfortable life and retirement in the Central American country. Number 5.
Dominica, that's another one of we people.
Dominica is a tiny island with only about 70,000 inhabitants. But given its small size, the island packs huge lush rainforests,
Nice punch
which
to
has
it.
been protected by the minimal development of the island.
Yeah,
If you are a nature lover, you
That's
will
the place to
fall
go.
in love with the country's biodiversity,
Yeah.
spectacularly intact coral reefs,
Black
and
sand
tranquil
beaches and
vibes
thing,
with
boy.
few people. The country's underdeveloped and small size may mean finding accommodation could be a bit limited
Dicey.
and slightly more
Yeah.
expensive, but everything else comes in extremely cheaply. Apart from rent, which on average may cost you about 600 US dollars per month, everything else comes in extremely affordably. For groceries, you can expect to spend only
Woo, golden apples.
to 300 US dollars per month,
Woohoo!
and
That's what I'm
entertainment
talking
is
about.
the cheapest out of them all, at maybe $200 US if you are feeling fancy. All in all, in Dominica, you can live affordably with as low as 1,200 US dollars per month easily, or even lower. Number 4. Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is
There's another one we really don't think Caribbean when we think about the islands, you know, Dominican Republic. You know what I mean? It shares a border with Haiti and things like that. But you know, we just think of the islands. You know what I mean? Like I know that's an island, but we think of the little ones, like you know, Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Tobago, which I haven't seen them yet. But you know, we'll see.
consistently featured in the top destinations in the world to visit because because of how beautiful and cheap it is. It should be no surprise that the Dominican Republic is on this list. The island nation is also the most visited Caribbean
Oh, and by the way, he's saying Dominican Republic? No, it's Dominican. Dominican, not Dominican. Dominica is that other island we talked about earlier.
country, so you can be sure there will always be a hive of activity, no matter the time of year. With historic architecture and the amazing waterfalls and interior forests, there is no question you can have a high standard of living in the country. The cost of living is also very reasonable, as you can live comfortably in the Dominican Republic with about $1,200 a month, or even lower. Number 3. Curacao. Curacao is an island off the coast of Venezuela, and the island is actually an overseas territory of the Netherlands. There is also significant Spanish and English influence on the island,
boy?
giving its culture and architecture especially a unique feel. English, Dutch, Spanish, and Creole, which is a mixture of different languages, are spoken here, making it very inviting for people no matter where they are from. Curacao, because of its size, makes it almost an undiscovered gem. And if you go outside the capital, you will surely not find many tourists. Of course, like other Caribbean countries, Curacao definitely has all the beauty and beachside activities you would like, but with way less people. The island also, thanks to the reliable sea breeze, is becoming a top destination for kite surfing, windsurfing, and sailing.
Yeah.
When it comes
sailing.
to living costs,
Miss sailing.
rent is the tricky bit, which, depending on where you would stay, can be anywhere from $400 to $750. Groceries can be about $200.
Listen, when they say 400, that's not a bad deal at all. Trust me. I live in a $400 apartment. Ain't gonna say much.
A pint of domestic beer costs about $3.50, and imported beer costs about $4, and a nice restaurant can be $20 per person. All in all, you can expect to live comfortably in the Caribbean island between $1,200 and $1,500 per month. Number 2, Puerto Rico. Here is another Spanish island nation where one can live reasonably comfortably and for cheap. Puerto Rico is less touristy than other major islands in the Caribbean, but that just makes it even more authentic and economical. With its close ties to the US, you can expect to see the same stores and brands as you would in the US, but often at prices way cheaper. The country is also one of the biggest rum producers in the world, so you can rest assured there will be something to drink when you live out your life among the Spanish-speaking locals. Now, when it comes to the cost of living, Puerto Rico is as cheap as they come. Flights, first off, between US and Puerto Rico regularly hit as low as $125 one way, and monthly rent being around $580 per month if you want to be near the city. But you can find things as cheap as $410 per month if you do not mind being outside. Add another $200 for groceries, $200 for entertainment and other miscellaneous costs. It is not hard to live in the US territory between $1,000 and $1,500 per month. Please tell us in the comments below.
I don't see Grenada here. What's going on here, people?
Caribbean countries' island paradise would you consider moving to? And
Come on now.
you can find information on any of these islands in the link below. The number 1 on our list goes to
Oh! Who's number 1, all you? Who's number 1? As a spice, greens, island in the sun. Who is number 1? Yeah. Let's see what they gonna say.
the Spice Isle of Grenada, home to spices,
Yeah.
particularly nutmeg. The island is quite a bit more remote, especially when considering the other destinations on the list. Aside from beaches, spices, the rainforest, and several hot springs, the island does not sport much in the way of activities. As a result, it can be the perfect place to...
It's nice and calm all here. Nice and calm. You understand what I'm saying? No hustle and bustle and bumping into tourists and all that kind of crazy stuff. But, we're starting to get recognized a little bit. So, there's probably going to be more. But, not a big bunch of vibe, man. You could go walk. Sometimes you go on that beach at 1 p.m. and it's empty. Most of the times when it's crowded is when the cruise ships hit and all these people, pour off the cruise ships and stuff like that. But it's nice and calm and tea, I'm telling you. All right.
Live for those who want a more reclusive lifestyle, but still with connections to the
outside world. Been there.
The island has some of the most beautiful flowers in the world and has led Grenada to winning 13 gold medals at the International Chelsea Flower Show. The cost of living on the Spice Isle is very cheap. That
right there is where I was born. That's my city right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's my church right there. I was born on one of them streets back, so that's the fire station my dad used to work at. Oh, he was stationed. He wasn't a fireman. The police and the firemen stayed in the same place. Yes, I. That's where a lot of the revolutionary stuff happened, like Bloody Monday and the Union headquarters, the Coroner's there. We all were born in streets right around that area right there, all here. Home.
Especially considering rent. Rent in the country can be as low as $200 per month, with most ranging between $300 and $500 per month. Groceries are going to be a bit more expensive.
Like I stay here at $400. Well, it's over $400, but you know what I mean? And I could be on paradise for that amount. US dollars, $400 a month. I could be in paradise for that amount. Soon come. Okay, I'm going to tell you about groceries here.
Considering everything has to be imported to the island, but you can still expect to spend from $200 to $300 per month. Considering...
Listen. I'm telling all you, okay? Groceries and stuff, if you buy your vegetables and stuff from local farmers, because you won't get the same things, like except if certain things that's indigenous to your country where you're coming from. But if you're coming from America, Canada, you could get your vegetables down there. You just go on Saturdays, you go to the market square where all the local farmers are, and you will get inexpensive stuff. You'll get like 5-6 mangoes for $1. You could get more than that for $1, especially if it's time to pack up and leave the market square. They be selling stuff like real cheap. You understand? You can go. You don't have to go. I never went to a bloody grocery store until I came to America, and I went, what is all this stuff? You know what I mean? Indoors and thing. You know what I mean? Not to mention, if you go down there and you buy some land, which would probably be not that expensive, you could grow your own garden. The weather is perfect. You could grow your peas, your corn, your cabbage, your lettuce, your tomatoes. You could have chickens in your backyard. Shoot, you could have a cow back there so you could get your milk and thing. All grass fed, all natural. You understand what I'm saying? Thing. So groceries and stuff, you might have to buy sugar if you use sugar. You're probably gonna have to buy honey, which we didn't, because there was my buddy and them owned a hotel, and there was a beehive for some reason. So we used to go raid the beehive and get our honey from there. You understand what I'm saying? Thing. Some things you might have to ship in and if you like certain things, but you could probably get away with like. And the thing about it too is, when one type of thing is out of season, there's another thing growing in season. So you always have year-round vibe going on. You understand what I mean? You just have to go in there, get to know the people, vibe up with them, and then learn how they do the vibe and thing. You know what I mean? Now, as far as work is concerned down there, I'm not sure right now. If you have a university education, it's probably going to be easier for you when you get down there. But no, I'm telling you straight up. I think I know where this place is here, this picture here. It looks familiar. But that wall thing there with all the stones, I don't remember that. I don't know where that is. Let's get going.
Bring also the cost of transportation and entertainment, and other miscellaneous expenses, one can live in Grenada in the range of 1,000 to 1,500 US dollars per month.
And that's everything, rent and
To
everything.
conclude, there are several options available to you if you are looking to move to the Caribbean and live cheaply and happily ever
But I'm telling you, man, if you plan it right, you live real nice down there. For sure.
after. The Caribbean, after all, is perfect with its year-long warm temperatures and golden sand beaches.
Yeah.
But you just have to remember that it is as comfortable as you want it to be.
Uh-huh.
So, if you are ready to escape the stress and unpleasant weather of your home,
I'm gonna stop the video here because I'm gonna babble for a bit. Friendly people, I'm telling you, friendly people. You'll be walking down the street and somebody's cooking and they'll say, hey, come grab a bite. You know, especially if you're not from there, they're gonna make you feel welcome. You understand what I'm saying? Thing? And even now, as I watch videos and stuff at home, the police don't have guns. So you know, there's certain forces that's got guns. You know, when I left home, they still weren't wearing their sidearms and stuff like that. During the revolution, they did. Before the revolution, nobody did. During the revolution, they did. But after the revolution, they went back to the old days where them men and them may have no guns and thing. Crime is not that bad there. The murder rate is pretty low. I'm talking about Grenada. I'm talking about home. That's why we're number one. And as far as I understand, a buddy of mine was looking at it, and he told me that we're the 7th richest country in the Caribbean right now. And we just have a brand new prime minister. He's like 42. And my brother is always telling me, man, he's looking out for us. He's going to take care of us and thing. You know what I mean? You know, it's a perfect time for me to head on back to that place and thing. You understand what I'm saying? Man, thank you all for watching this for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about Grenada, ask me. If I don't know, I'll ask my brother and he'll vibe it up and thing. Who knows? I might make him make a video, send it up to me, and I might put it on the channel and thing. Alright? But I enjoyed this. Now, there's a few countries they didn't mention. St. Vincent, which is part of the 4 Windward Islands that Grenada is part of it. Trinidad, who have the biggest and best carnival in the world with calypso and steel drums in the streets with big truck. You understand what I'm saying? Martinique, Aruba. You know what I mean? They didn't mention few of them. I don't know what the cost of living is like in those countries, but man, those countries be nice. I tell you, they're nice. Anyway, man, thank you all for watching this with me. I'll leave a link in the description for this video. Any questions about the Caribbean, ask me and I'll find out and take. You all understand? You all take care of each other, alright? Cool runnings.